Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and if you were just watching the last stream, sorry, had some technical issues, but I am back, and what we're talking about today is what I'm going to call the Final-Tac. Corny, yes, I know, who cares, shut up. The basis of this build is going to be a final measure and Tacticians Authority build. As you can see right now, this is all base. I don't have anything, no tactician points built up or anything of that nature right now. So this is just straight up base of 9544 on electronics. Base skill power is 354,000. My toughness is up from previous builds, and firepower, well, okay. But as most of you know, primarily what I'm doing with this build is, this is my lazy ass builds. And with them, it's primarily a turret seeker combination, and I'm just going to run through what I've got so far. Now I'm running 3-piece final measure classified gear, and the first being the chest piece, 9% skill haste. The key thing to look at here is I am running 50% skill haste. That and high electronics, high skill power is going to be where the primary damage is achieved so far. Now, 10% exotic damage resilience is just about as high as you can roll on this, and that's going to help whenever you do have to stick your head up. You're going to get shot from time to time. It's just going to happen. It's going to add a little bit more survivability and help with the toughness and so forth. As you can see, with the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag, this is going to act like a 4-piece final measure. So this is more of a final measure build, but it's geared towards electronics. Now, one of the things that just annoys the living crap out of me is whenever I'm sitting here cowering like in cover and utilizing my seeker mines and my turrets, cowering like a bitch. Grenade spam. It's just annoying as crap. So by having the 4-piece final measure, that's going to help fight against that. It doesn't hurt that I'm getting 25% exotic damage resilience, which is going to help with fire and other effects, and 15% protection from elites. So, yeah, just a little bit more survivability. So, take a look at the mask. Is going to be Tacticians Authority, and is rolled for electronics and skill power with 12% damage to elites. Now, again, with the Ninja Bag being a wild card, this is going to act like I'm down to a 3-piece tactician. I kind of wanted to stick with a 4-piece, but we're going to run with 3-piece because I'm still going to get the skill power bonus and I'm going to get the skill haste bonus. However, I do lose this. But what I've found realistically from lots of throwing seekers and lots of turrets, I don't really see that much of a difference in skill power overall damage with the two. So why bother with a 4-piece on the tactician whenever I'm not really seeing enough of a difference to mount to anything? So that's why I went over to more on the anti-grenade, so to speak, the survivability aspect. I still keep the ability to throw my seekers fast and turrets fast, but by running the classified gear pieces, I'm getting higher base stats. That's going to help. I've added assault rifle damage to this one because I'm primarily going to use an assault rifle. So whenever I do stick my head up, I need to be able to do some kind of damage. You're not going to do a lot, but some. But I do have, skill haste on here. But by having everything leaning more towards the 4-piece on final measure, that gives me the survivability against grenades and the protection from elites, the exotic damage resilience. All that helps towards my survivability. Individual piece-wise, if you want to go down here and look, the knee pads, tacticians, electronics, skill power. Now, one of the main reasons why I made the shift over is I had garbage gloves. I don't know what my logic was whenever I had this piece, and yeah, it was rolled assault rifle damage instead of whatever else. So yeah, instead of trying to increase the electronics, it was dragging me down. Ninja Bike bag rolled to electronics, 1269. not a bad roll. And it's got scale power. Now I did add a stamina with crit hit chance here. I could have chosen more electronics, but I'm kind of lacking on survivability. You know, if I take off this, it's not a huge leap, but it is a little bit of a stretch. You know, the idea of throwing more skill power on isn't a bad idea, since this is a skill power build. So actually, let's try it with that. I don't think I've got any other electronics mods on me. Yeah, we'll see how this works. It's 97.95 on electronics. Now I did bring my toughness down, and let's actually say this is an alternate loadout. Alright, so to see what it actually does, this is more towards the electronics. The other one was more towards survivability and electronics. You know, this is just my go-to map for just screwing around. Throw a turret, and normally the idea with the turret was actually to build up the actual tacticians bonus. So I may end up changing this turret out from time to time more often, but as you see, it's doing 15,000 per leg here. It's really effective. So really and truly, the turret's going to do all of my work for me on this particular part here. Now, I don't know if you saw one of my previous videos that I turned off all the freaking notifications and chat dialogue. The good part is you don't have to listen to Faye Loud or any of the other Garbo, but you do lose Isaac, and I really do hate that. So the key here is, now that I'm not relying upon the tactician's authority portion of the 4-piece and worrying about building up those points, I don't have to sit there and wait for my turret to build up more points before throwing my seeker to try to maximize anything. It dumbs down the overall approach where I can just do damage. I don't have to worry about it. Oh no, someone threw a grenade! Oh, okay. So by having that final measure 4-piece, I don't have to sit here and worry about grenades as often. You're still going to have to worry about it, but whenever you're trying to be a useful lazy bastard, I mean a useful person when you're playing, we'll say, Napalm in Legendary, and you're sitting up on top of the scaffolding and you're getting grenade spam left and right, this is going to help with that. I think at that point it would probably be best to switch out from the turret over to the sticky bomb. The sticky bomb is going to do a metric buttload of damage. You see, the gun still works. Oh, him fall down. Just got a grenade out. I'm assuming I'm done here. But the sticky bomb with the BFB okay, showing 884. It was higher at some point. I guess prior to, I was running the Barrett's chest piece, and yeah, there's damage numbers look a little bit lower for some reason, but again, the turret is pretty damn strong. Previous setup that I had going, the sticky bomb damage was averaging around 1.2 million, but that was with tacticians proccing all the way. But for a solo PvE build, this is how I'm going to be running it for right now. Because like I said, I wasn't seeing any major benefits from, realistic major benefits from the 4-piece tacticians. So that's why I'm running the 4-piece final measure for right now. just to play around with that, and I may experiment with some other things too. But as you see, for a PvE, just oh god, that's are you going to shoot at him? You see, the turret just really shreds. So if you're a casual gamer and you just want to spend time just clearing missions, farming gear, whatever else, this is just. Did you die already? I would say probably one of the better, just casual, laid-back builds. What the hell is hiding over there? Little punk ass. Oh, you stand still when I'm shooting you, idiot. Oh god, you suck ass. Really? Fail. Hey, how you doing? Alright? Yeah, weapons are optional here, you know. You gonna come visit me? Oh. Try. Go away. Let's hide behind the big propane tank. That sounds like a good idea. So, you know, this is just Madison Field Hospital on hard mode. Oh shit. Okay. How many of you really astute players here can notice why they're dying so quickly and so easily? I'm gonna let you think about it for just a second. I just realized last night I was roaming around bored out of my frickin' skull and figured, you know what the hell, I'm gonna switch over to World Tier 1 and walk around and just pistol whip shit. So there's a good reason why I'm able to shred that quickly, but I will switch over to a World Tier 5. Although it is entertaining seeing things die that quickly over here, so. Oh, how cute. You're shooting at me. Seriously? So, yeah, I'll switch over and just to show that it is still effective even in World Tier 5. Go ahead and die. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Alright, so that being said, still overall, the actual usability of this seems to be pretty good for being in a player versus player in a PvE, excuse me, environment. Alright, now that we're actually at World Tier 5 and not feeling like a complete dumbass. Just as a quick run through, I'm not going to play the full mission because I actually have things to do. STD, something to do. You say run Lexington? Okay, I'll run the first half of Lexington. But make it worthwhile? Okay, I guess. This should be a good test of the first section of... And there's a couple thoughts on how to actually run this first section, especially solo. And it is World Tier 5, by the way. My usual method is this. I'll run over. turret on the roof. Seeker mine out. I find that if I stay at this point right here, I don't get rushed as much. So you see, it's still a useful build. Normally the priority was always try to get the grenadiers out first, but they're less of an issue. Because of that. So that would be my normal method of clearing, with a little bit more stick my head out just then. Another idea would be to try a sticky bomb with this, but the next section, it's just, you know, what I'll do later on is I'll actually run this build and do a full, I guess, a walkthrough of how you can do challenging mode on Lexington solo and how I do it. And it'll be for the casual gamer, the lazy ass gamers. I mean, yeah. See crowd. So this is basically on how I do that. And you see the damage from the Seeker. I'm seeing lower. Well, I'm seeing really good bleed numbers on there. So I'm content with that. The turret is definitely earning its keep. And most of my mods are geared towards the Seeker mine. I do have some mods that are the 4% turret mods. Not a huge difference in those. And I guess the reason why I'm running the Bullfrog is because I have like 3 or 4 of them, and I like the rate of fire. Alright, you guys enjoy. Now, who the hell invited you out here? Having a little bit more survivability is a nice thing too, because the shotgunner just came out and just stared at me. He completely could have ripped my ass to shreds. Alright, final push. Running this part is not the hard part. The rooftop is usually the spot where a lot of people run into problems, especially solo. There's various different ways you can actually accomplish the rooftop. And like I said, I'll cover that. What I could actually do is run down a couple different ways of doing each section. So I may end up doing Lexington about 5 or 6 times. Here, kitty. Go for the turret. You know you want to go for the turret. You see, the build is actually useful now. And not just for spamming Seekers, but it is. Not just for throwing turrets, but it is. Having a little bit more survivability is a nice thing. Look at all the pretty purples. Eat me. So what we'll do is we'll leave it at this for now. But this is the Final-Tac Build. So you get 9,700 on electronics, 366,000 on skill power. Brought my toughness down a little bit. Didn't really do a whole lot to my firepower, but okay, quick note. If you don't have one of these, you might want to hang on to one so you can get the Russian roulette. Just saying. So, you have any options that you would like to see, or alternative builds, or what have you, just let me know. This is just the first of what I'm running around with. I'm going to experiment with some PvP builds, like a Banshee build or a hybrid Predator Mark Banshee or whatever. So it's going to take me some more farming because I got rid of a lot of my inventory, just simply because I got tired of having a full stash and full inventory. Alright, so I hope this was enjoyable. If you have any other questions about the Final-Tac build, you'll see me running this build quite a bit more now, just because the functionality of it, to allow me to be able to absorb some of the grenade spam and to actually have some functionality of not just, still being lazy ass. But the whole point of these builds, for the casual gaming builds, is simply to have something to where you don't have to work super, super hard, but you can clear through challenging missions, hard missions for sure, any mission for the most part, with a high degree of survivability and a high degree of damage with the least amount of effort. And that's really what we want. We want to be fat, dumb, and lazy, right? Hell, I know I do. So, if you have any questions, please leave comments. Please thumbs up, thumbs down, middle finger, I don't care. But just leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down, throw some comments in, and let me know what's going on. And hopefully we'll piece together some really good builds and get you going either the fat and lazy method or actually some decent PvP builds. Usable casual gamer PvP builds. Alrighty, thank you for watching.